What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 6 of LA Kings Franchise Mode Series. I'm not going to lie, I think this is the best team we've had yet heading into this season, so I'm very excited to see just how good they do. As you can see here, the Stanley Cup went to the Edmonton Oilers last year, so unfortunately, we still have yet to win a Stanley Cup halfway through this franchise, but like I said, I'm very optimistic about this year. I think our team is the best it's been yet, both in terms of the players we have, the chemistry, team stats there obviously is champion. I'm going to give you guys a look at the roster next year. First line, you got Forsberg, Matthews, and Savoy, all getting +3. Matthews, a big free agent signing last year. Second line, there's Lucas Raymond, Alex Turcotte, and Vladimir Tarasenko. It's a nasty second line, also getting a +3. And on the third line there, you got Ross, who's now an 87, playing with Cirelli and Velarde, also getting a +3. So the fact that the top 3-4 lines all get +3, and our coach's ice time allocation has rolled 3 lines, is pretty perfect, as the fourth line here, which doesn't, and is a lot lower rated there. Martinkin 79, Kopitar 80, Anderson Dolan 80, aren't going to be out there that much, so basically this top 9 should just carry us. I mean, they're going to be playing amazing, or at least I hope they are. Defense here, you got Ekman Larson, Hamilton on the top, getting a +1, so playing like 89s. Bouchard and Lambos on the second pair getting a +3, Hanola and Coglin on the third getting a +3. So this is, like I said, this is the best chemistry we've had yet. The defense is definitely a little bit lower rated after the top pair, but Lambos 82, medium elite. With the boost, they're looking at 85, 86. Should be playing a bit better. Goaltending wise, Askarov back to a 90 overall. And we got Georgiev backing up, who's 83 overall. I hope I said his name right. Apparently I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time. And real quick, guys, I want to thank Manscaped.com for sponsoring this video. I know we all want a glorious beard like Brent Burns, but you don't want to be looking like Chewbacca on the rest of your body. And Manscaped.com is the perfect solution, as it's the only men's brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming and hygiene. They're actually featured on Shark Tank, and Mark Cuban liked it so much, he offered them a deal. So we started today with the Perfect Package Kit, which includes the all-new Lawnmower 3.0, now available in Canada, which is a water-resistant body trimmer, and the only one on the market with advanced skin-safe technology to reduce nicks and cuts. The Perfect Package Kit also includes a ball deodorant and toning spray, and for a limited time, you actually get 2 free gifts: Manscaped's anti-chafing boxer briefs, as well as the Shed travel bag. On top of all that, they've added the Peak Hygiene plan to the kit, which delivers replacement blades to your door every 3 months for a longer lasting shave. So if this sounds like something you'd be interested in, go to manscaped.com and enter code TACTIX for 20% off and free international shipping. Again, that's code TACTIX for 20% off. Special teams, we're also looking really good. The forward power play there you can see is just zeros, but it's a lot tougher basically the less players you have. The first power play here is stacked: Savoy, Turcotte, Rossi, Matthews, Ekman Larson. And then the second one there, although it's a bit worse, is getting a +3, which makes it just as good, maybe better. As well, they got Tarasenko there. So I think, both power plays, basically who's ever got the more energy rolling out there should do really well. First BK unit gets a +5, the same one we had last year. Kopitar only an 80 now. He's definitely slowed down a bit. His physical stats are pretty bad, but he's got the +5, those make him a bit better, along with everyone he's playing with, so that first unit should shut it down. And the second unit there, even without a boost, is just pretty solid to begin with. 3-man penalty kill, 0 and a +1, really can't complain. The one worry I think I do have is Turcotte is on every special team. He's on the second line forwards, and he's only got 79 endurance. So I'm hoping that endurance stat, doesn't hurt him too much with just how much he's playing. But because his endurance is 79, I definitely like Matthews playing first line center. He's got 90 endurance, and hopefully, he can kind of help out Turcotte, I guess, as he's going to be on the ice quite a bit. Now looking at the AHL team here, I guess the big thing is Connor Bedard, first line center, 82 overall. I was going back and forth. Do I call him up? Do I not? And I mean, we're already getting all the chemistry boosts. I mentioned we can't play him on the fourth line, so I could throw him on the third line, but then one of these guys is going down to the fourth. It just didn't make much sense to me. And I saw that Ottawa had Tim Stutzla in the AHL for a couple years, and he still turned out really good. And they had him on his entry-level contract for an extra year, so I'm hoping that's what we can kind of do with Connor Bedard here. As you can see, still has 3 years left at 900K, so if you can get up to an 85, 86, and we got 3 years at 900K, I mean, that's just going to be huge for us in terms of working the salary cap. He's playing with Brock Hamilton here, 78, Jean-Luc Foudy, 72, low top 6. And Hamilton also has low top 6, so hoping for some big things from that first line. Second line there is kind of led by Akil Thomas. I thought he'd be in the NHL by now, 24, 79. He should be a fourth liner for us by next year. I mean, he even could be this year if we really want him to be. Third line there, not too bad, mid-70s. Korolev's definitely a solid prospect, 22, 78. Medium top 6. Defense here, Alt Schuller, we traded Aho for after accidentally signing him in free agency. 22-78 medium elite, so he'll definitely be a big part of that future decor. Goaltending wise, we also signed Dustin Wolf, 23-76 load starter, and then Etrushkin here, medium elite backup. So definitely curious to see how the AHL does. They've been pretty dominant. In terms of rating, they're probably not as good this year, but definitely a lot of things to look forward to, and I feel like led by Connor Bedard, honestly, anything's probably possible with that AHL team. If you can get up to an 85 during this season, no reason you can't carry that team to another Calder Cup. Also, guys, looking at captaincy here, finally decided to give Turcotte the C. I mean, he's almost never going to be leaving the ice. I felt it was time, especially with Kopitar at 80. probably going to be his last year for LA. Savoy there actually gave the other A2. And then Dougie Hamilton is still the second alternate captain. And then before we get started here with the sim, I want to show you guys the ratings, offense, defense, goaltending. Yeah, okay, so 99 offense is pretty nice. 89 defense, I don't think it considers the chemistry. I feel like it'd be low 90s if it did. And then 90 goaltending is also pretty good. Cody Glass is actually now the best player on the Vegas Golden Knights, and he's wearing an A. So we'll get started here, guys, with the sim. Like I was saying, very optimistic. I have a lot of faith in this team. Don't think I'm going to make any moves till the deadline, pending like some sort of disaster. So let's see how the team does. All right, guys, we just got a huge trade offer here from the St. Louis Blues. Colin Parayko and Adam Lowry for Korolev, who's got medium top 6 potential, 2 first-round picks, and then Dufour. I'm thinking already it's going to be too rich for my blood. Parayko would have to have been, 85 overall. I was going to say he had to be at least an 88. An 85 for 2 firsts, a top prospect. Just seems like too much. And we're now at the end of December here with a 28-9-3 record. We're crushing it. 59 points, I think that is. Good for first in the division. I want to just see who's leading our team in points. Alex Turcotte, 57 points, 40 games. I love to see that from the captain, the newly appointed one. I think I noticed too, we're actually on a 6-game winning streak, so I figured I'll just, kind of keep simming here, basically until we lose, see how long we can keep this win streak going. I think before like our last loss too, we had another big win streak. I want to say it was like 5 games or something. We just lost, so I jinxed it. Never mind. And this is kind of interesting, guys. Zach Hyman's returning to Toronto along with Nathan Beaulieu. Honestly, I didn't even realize Hyman left. And Montreal gets a 2nd and 3rd round pick along with Derek Forbert. And we just had a pretty big trade go down. Islanders get JVR and Alex Wenberg. Philadelphia gets Eric Gustafsson, Travis Hamonic. So obviously, Philly needed some defense. I feel like Islanders probably get the better end of this trade, but we'll see what happens. And this is crazy, guys. Chris Letang leaves Pittsburgh for the Philadelphia Flyers. I don't know if he would go to his arch rival, along with Slater Cuckoo there. And Pittsburgh gets a first-round pick, Ilya Kovalchuk, who still hasn't retired. So I wonder if this is his last year. And Laurent Brossoit as well goes to Pittsburgh. I feel like Pittsburgh's definitely going to flip Kovalchuk now. I mean, what's the use for him if they're trying to rebuild? But we'll see. Wow, Philadelphia involved in another huge trade. This one's with Montreal. Canadians get Sanheim, Gustafsson, and Nate Thompson. Or I guess that's actually a different Thompson because he's a defenseman. And Philadelphia gets Max Domi and Alex Killorn. So some big trades going down for sure here as we get close to the deadline. Chicago just got Chapik and a 3rd round pick. Nashville 1st round pick and Ramsey. Looks to be a goalie prospect. Let's see, Stetcher and Little for Doyle in a second. They each got a year left. Honestly, Little's probably a 4th line forward for us. Stetcher, I don't know. I feel like I'd rather kind of make my own trade here. Wow, Philadelphia is stacking up. They get Eric Halla, Baptiste in a 6th. Never mind. They trade away Konecny and Hamonic to do that. I feel like Konecny probably still has potential. Halla definitely doesn't, so I'm not sure about that one for Philly. They want to give us Rubtsov in a 3rd for Hamilton in a 3rd. How old's Rubtsov? Because we're going from low top 6 to medium top 6. If he's still not too old, that might be worth it, but I feel like he's probably 25, 26 at this point, whereas Hamilton, I think, is like 22. Yeah, he's 26 and only an 81. Hamilton's a 22, 78. So, yeah, no, Hamilton's definitely the better player, or should end up to be the better player, even with that lower potential. Jeez, so many trades this year. Boston, 1st round pick, Zuccarello is now an 80. Chicago gets Thomas Tatar, Cedric Paquette. Okay, so a lot of teams loading up. I still like our chances, though. 3rd round pick and short for Hamilton at 6. Going to say no. I don't even have Hamilton on the block, but a ton of teams are like making me offers on him. Nick Merkley and Hudon to Carolina Hurricanes. Pittsburgh there gets a 2nd and a 3rd. All right, so again, Pittsburgh I think looks to be probably rebuilding. Maybe we should trade for Kovalchuk, put him on our 4th line, try and get him a Stanley Cup here. Again, at the deadline, we're 41, 18, and 3, so we have 85 points. This team, we really don't have to do anything. Like, it'd have to be the perfect trade. Turcotte now has 68 and 62, so I think he's slowed down a bit. I just feel like his points per game was a bit higher last time we checked, but I was looking at some of the other players, and there's actually a few guys over a point per game. 85 points right now at the deadline, has us 1 above the Blackhawks. And so yeah, we're currently leading the league in points. Hopefully we can keep that up. Again, I'm going to look at the trade block. If there's something perfect, I'll make a trade. Otherwise, just going to leave the team as is. Alright guys, so rather than just trading for Kovalchuk, we're going all out here. We're going to try and get Sidney Crosby. 1 year left on his contract. 37 years old, a 91 overall still. He's got 76 points through 61 games. So, I mean, the dude is still an absolute beast. Kovalchuk's actually a lot better than I expected too. 41 years old, still an 81 overall, 52 points on the season, which is super impressive for his age. And I have to have Pittsburgh retain both their sides at 50%. Kovalchuk does have AHL potential, so good chance he actually does retire. Crosby's still elite, which, I mean, maybe we could bring him back. Offering up Doyle here, 20 years old, 54 overall, so quite a low rating, but medium top 4 potential. First rounder this year. Pohar, 20, 58, little elite. A couple 7th round picks. It might not be enough, but I think it should be pretty equal. We'll see what Pittsburgh says here. Trades accepted. All right, so we got Kovalchuk, going to be on the 4th line. Crosby, I don't know, 3rd line center. Our team just got even better. And next year, guys, we're trying to make another big trade. This one with the Dallas Stars for Esa Lindell. 1 year left on his contract at $5.8 million. 84 overall there at 30 years old. Top 4 potential, top 4 role. I noticed he actually fits on all of our defensive pairings, at least 3/4 we're sure he does. So hopefully that is the case, as I'm giving up quite a bit from here. I'm giving up Anthony Cirelli. Reason being, the value is basically equal. They want Cirelli, Lindell's on the block, so I think they'll do this, as well as I actually have them retaining 30% so we can stay under that salary cap. We just traded for Crosby, so at that point, Cirelli's our 4th line center. Or I guess we can move Velarde down to the 4th line and throw Cirelli on the wing, but at that or we can move Velarde down to the 4th line and throw Cirelli on the wing, but he's got 1 year left as well. He's going to want to raise. I feel like we have so many good young forwards coming up. We can probably replace him. So if he gets this Lindell to kind of beef up that defense, which could use a bit of help, I think it's worth it, especially since Crosby's replacing Cirelli on the 3rd line. We'll see what Dallas says here. Trades accepted. All right, so I think that's it for the deadline. I can't wait to see this team in the playoffs. So after those 2 big trades, guys, I want to give you an updated look at the lines. First thing you'll notice is actually Crosby on the 2nd line center spot in place of Turcotte. Reason being is just chemistry. The 3rd line wouldn't be getting any boost at all. So I figured this is okay, as like I mentioned already, Turcotte's on every single special team. Was already getting 20 minutes on the 2nd line. He should still be getting like 18 on the 3rd line, especially since we roll 3 lines. The top 9 gets a lot more ice time than the 4th line, which you'll notice is Anderson, Dolan, Kopitar, and Velarde now. So the 4th line's gotten better. Kovalchuk's also on the 3rd line for chemistry reasons. If Velarde's there, 4th line gets a -1, which I guess probably isn't the worst thing ever, as we do roll 3 lines, so that 4th line's barely out there. You know what, actually I'm going to do this, because 4th line's barely out there, so Kovalchuk makes it a lot better, as he does have a great shot there, still 90-90 wrist shot, hands are sick, the rest of his stats look pretty bad. I'm just trying to get him a cup. Playing with Kopitar there, Anderson, Dolan, so you got a couple of veterans. I like the look of that. 2 guys will show you defense, so Esa Lindell's actually on the bottom pair. Getting a +3, so I mean the whole defensive core I think as a whole now is a lot better. Wanted to play him 2nd pair, but as you can see, again for chemistry reasons can't do that. In terms of special teams, obviously had to put Crosby in, so he's actually starting that 2nd power play that gets a +3. The 4-man power play is also on the 1st one there. No penalty kill, though he actually didn't match, so Turcotte's still kind of leading all of those. Again, he should be getting his ice time. So looking at the team, guys, I mean, look at that 3-headed monster down the middle. Matthews, Crosby, and Turcotte. I don't know how anybody matches up with that, so I'm excited. Let's send to the playoffs and go from there. Also, guys, I just noticed Crosby's actually the leading scorer now on this team, so again, I'm super excited to see just how good those 3 centers do. Should be a lot of fun. This is insane, guys. We're out at the end of the regular season here with a record of 55, 21, and 6. So we finished with 116 points. I believe we won the President's Trophy, which is kind of nuts, actually. I think right there on the 26th was the trade deadline. After that point, you can see we had a 10-1 win against the Coyotes, and I think we only lost 2 regular season games, actually back-to-back, Boston 6-2, Nashville 5-0. Until the last game of the season, we actually lost to the Flames 3-1. So 3 regular season losses after the trade deadline. I think it's a pretty good spot to be in for this team. Again, they're just so good throughout the lineup. 116 does win us the division. Blackhawks 112, I think, were the closest to us. And yeah, so we're winning the President's Trophy again, which is awesome. Crosby there, 97 points in 81 games. He also had 51 goals, so I feel like he could have a shot to Maurice Richard as well. Don't think he's won that since like 2016, 2017. Ovi had a bit of an off year. Turcotte there finished with 90 points in 82 games. So yeah, he continued to play well, I think, on that 3rd line. Ice time did go down a little bit now at 19, but still, I think, you know, he's definitely thriving with all the special team time. Matthews Mcavoy there, 87 points. Hopefully continues to grow with that franchise potential. Matthews a point per game. Same with Lucas Raymond. So Lucas Raymond, I think, could be getting up to that 89-90 next year. And we do have him locked up long term. Tarasenko, almost a point per game. Forsberg at 73. So what is that? 7+ forwards, all at 70 or more points. Pretty nuts. Kovalchuk 61. Definitely most of that was before he got to our team. Rossi 51. Not too bad. I could definitely see him jumping in the top 6 next year. Same with Connor Bedard too. So I feel like we'll probably have to trade away Forsberg just because we need ice time for the younger guys. Crosby, I mean, maybe we bring back as a third line center. I don't know what we're really going to do with him. But I feel like the biggest issue on your team is you have too many good players. It's definitely a good spot to be. Dougie Hamilton there finished one shy of 50. Ekman Larsson 43. Fleury 36 isn't too bad. So looking through the lineup again, pretty happy with how this team did. Askarov here, 42, 19, and 6. Had just under a .9 save percentage and had 2.9 goals against. So definitely didn't go as good as last year. I love how like he has a crazy year's contract here, gets paid, and now decides to not do as well. Like, come on, man. I was all for him. You know, I was doubting him, and he goes and pulls that. AHL here, Connor Bedard is 64 and 65 with 40 goals. I feel like he'll probably win the AHL scoring title. Kill Thomas 51 is not too bad. Brock Hamilton had a pretty solid year. Clegg, Olsen, Foodie, okay. So everyone's looking pretty good in the AHL. Wolf there, 25-18, .9, 2.72. AHL team does look to be doing pretty good. I'll have to check where they are in the standings after we check the NHL team. But first here, I want to see who led the entire league in points. Kaprizov, 103 and 81, so we actually could get a bit more. 53 goals, 50 assists, just a beast for Minnesota. Scheifele actually tied him. Sagan, Svechnikov. Crosby finished 5th, so that's pretty awesome to see. Patty Kane, McDavid, Draisaitl, Claude Giroux. Check the goals next here. Crosby, I think, got 2nd. And yeah, Kaprizov first there, 53. McDavid, Eichel, Crosby all had 51. This Patrick guy had 50 on the Rangers. So it looks like they found themselves a pretty good goal scorer. Defense here, Carlson again leads in points at 34 years old. Pretty impressive. Ekblad second, actually, 77. Krug now on the Penguins with 70. I actually didn't notice that. Eric Branstrom up to a 68. Looking pretty good there for the Senators. What's his rating now? 91. Jeez, okay. So some of these guys, you know, get pretty good. We know we won the President's Trophy. We'll just take a look here and kind of see how everyone else did. Again, won the President's Trophy last year too. Didn't go well for us, so need to have a better showing this season. Looking through here, we'll see anybody should have made the playoffs that didn't. It doesn't look like it. All right, so yeah, top 14 they're all in. If Arizona and Toronto make it, then top 16 are in. See who finished last the entire NHL. St. Louis there, 63 points. Boston went ahead, 67. Definitely some rough years for them. AHL team here. Wow, we actually might not make the playoffs. 67 points. I think we could be a wild card team, but right now not looking that way. So we got a pretty cool matchup in the first round of the playoffs, guys, up against the Arizona Coyotes, who actually have a few of our former players. Their first line there, they got Clayton Keller now at 90, playing with Nick Schmaltz, who's surprisingly 88. Tara Vine in there, 87. Of course, he did play with us for like a month and a half or so in the playoffs. Kessel's down at 84 at 37. They got Stefan there in the middle, Christian Fisher, Evander Kane, Christian Dvorak, Barrett Hayton, only an 81, kind of surprising. Adam Ernie, Kupari, 80 overall. I think I might have stunted his growth. And then Janmark. I know Kane was part of a big trade. I think they got him in exchange for Darcy Kemper, which looked to be pretty good, I think, for both teams. Defense here, Chikrin's down at 92. Obviously, the stud of that defense, number 1 for sure. Soderstrom, 83 at 24. He's another guy I kind of expected to grow more. Tanev, Capobianco, Alexiak, Murphy, and goal, of course, Jordan Binnington from the Ekman Larsson trade, backing him up, Casey DeSmith. So, looking through that team, I think our team's better. Like, our third-line center is better than their first-line center. We have their former number 1 defenseman. They have our former goalie. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. I definitely like our odds, but the sim, you never know. Crosby's got crazy poise. There we go. 7-1 win, 6-2 win. Okay, we're looking good here. Both those games are at home in LA. Next 2 games in Arizona. 4-3 loss. All right. And it looks like our AHL team did make the playoffs, as it turns out. 4-3 win. Just have to win one of these next 3 games. Come on, boys. And there we go, 6-3 win on to the second round. So in the second round of the playoffs, guys, we're up against the San Jose Sharks. First line there, they got Borkstrand playing with Hurdle and Pasternak. Obviously, we missed out on Pasternak by like $500,000, I think. Yeah, he signed for 11. We offered 10.5. Silverberg there, Couture, and you're taken. Third line, you got Lorenz playing with Gunekny, who they just traded for, and Blitzfeld. And then fourth line, you got Gambrel playing with Chmelski and Zucker. So definitely some depth there, but aside from Pasternak, really no one I'm worried about. Defensively, though, the top pair is insane. Merkley and Carlson. Carlson, of course, led all defensemen in points. Walker, Hamonic, Ferraro, and Ovechkin. Maxim Ovechkin, medium top 6. Okay, he's no Ovi on D. Goaltending, Langkow, 85. Hilovaj, who knows how to say that, 81. So, again, I like our team better in this Battle of California. And look at that. Austin Matthews tore up the first round of the playoffs. 10 points in 5 games, averaging 2 points a game. Not too bad at all for our free agent signing. Also, too, guys, before we get started, I want to show you our AHL team. Unfortunately, lost the first round of the playoffs. They actually won the first 2 games, 4-1 and 3-1, so looking really good. Then a loss, OT loss, and a loss. But what are you going to do? As long as Connor Bedard grew, that's pretty much all we're worried about. So, second round here against the Sharks. First 2 games in LA, 3-2 loss, 3-0 loss. Are you kidding me? Come on, boys. Let's answer back in San Jose. 9-2 loss. Come on. We trade for Crosby, Kovalchuk, Lindell. Most importantly, Crosby. We have to win a game here, round 2 against the Sharks. Like, come on. Wow. They sweep us round 2 with, I thought, a much worse team. I should have checked the stats, but we didn't need to check the stats. Our team was so much better. How does that happen? And look at that, guys. We actually lost to the eventual Stanley Cup winners in the San Jose Sharks. I don't know how they pulled that off. I thought their team was just an average team with Pastrnak and Karlsson added to it. Detroit, though, picking first overall. I guess that's a bit of something. Florida there goes to 4 via St. Louis. Colorado 7 via Philly. So some teams taking big risks here, trading lottery picks. We'll take a look at all the awards now. I'm still a little bit bummed, to be honest. I thought this was our year. Crosby there, 11 points, 9 games. Oh, that's not good. So Matthews had 10 and 5 and didn't even finish with 12 after playing 4 games against the Sharks. I'm curious now to see how he did in that Sharks series, because it doesn't look like he did too good after, tearing up the Coyotes, which, I guess makes sense. And yeah, didn't have a single point against the Sharks. Obviously, playing against the hometown Coyotes went off. Senko, 10 goals, 0 assists there in 9 games. So he was firing them. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Down to a 90 overall. He is 33 years old. I think he's got 1 year left after this one. Alright, so I don't know. Like, what was the issue? Let's see Ascarov's stats. .893, a 3.5. I don't know if we can just put it all on him. Take a quick look at the playoff tree. So the Sharks beat the Vegas Golden Knights in 7, swept us. Blackhawks in 5, Senators there in 7. Karlsson wins the cup against his old team. That's kind of nuts. Senators there swept the Canadiens, best of 7 against the Panthers and the Lightning before losing to the Sharks. So, I don't know. I'm disappointed for sure. I can't lie. We win the President's Trophy back-to-back years and just nothing to show for it. Individual awards, we know Kaprizov won the Art Ross. He also got the Hart there. Ekblad got the James Norris, though, so finally not John Carlson. Crosby got the Lady Bang, so that's pretty cool to see. I feel like I'm definitely going to try and bring him back. Lorentz there on the Sharks got the Calder. Pastrnak got the Conn Smythe. I think that was the first time we hadn't won the Calder in 2 years. Let's see. Primo on Montreal gets the Vezina. That's very surprising. I didn't see Carey Price get traded, so he's just a backup at $10 million. David Riddick, William M. Jennings. We've got to check Primo stats, I think. Jared McIsaac, Bill Masterton for Detroit. He definitely grew better for them, I think, than he did for us. He basically was a bust in our Detroit sim. Vegas coach there gets the Jack Adams. Barkov gets the Selke again. Kaprizov also got Ted Lindsay and the Maurice Richard. So Kaprizov went off. In terms of the AHL, I don't think we won any team award. We just made it as a wildcard team. Individual awards, Cahill most points. So unfortunately it was not Bedard. You also got the MVP. Bedard did get most goals. I actually forgot to check AHL total points, but Bedard most goals back-to-back, so nice. Melanson also on the Griffins, outstanding rookie. So the Griffins are looking pretty good. Tays there also on the Griffins, best D-man. Dell there got the best goalie for back-to-back years. Chapik, MVP of the playoffs. Bray Belay, former player on an AHL team, got sportsmanship. Keen community involvement, and then Louis Domingue there actually had the lowest goals against. And like I was saying, guys, I wanted to check Caden Primo's overall as he won the Vezina, and I noticed Price isn't even backing him up. It's Patera, so I don't know where Price is. I don't remember seeing him get traded. I don't remember him retiring, unless he's in the AHL. But Primo won the Vezina, solid stats at 83 overall. So this is why I wonder if we should just trade Askarov and get a really good return. I don't know. Also, too, quickly, Price is in the AHL, 75 overall, 37 years old, $10.5 million there for 2 more years. But now, guys, we'll sim through the draft. Even though we trade away our first-round pick for Crosby, we still have a lot of picks in the 2nd to 6th round. So hopefully we can find a gem or two. Speaking of which, we'll take a look at the draft here. So nobody crazy, just medium elites there, even a high top 6 in the top 5. And we'll take a look here. We do have 1 gem, low elite, supposed to go 166 or 170. Lee Buckley, I like his name, should be able to get him. Any guarantee? Okay, this guy here, goalie, 86, should be a medium elite. We'll probably try and grab him. Also, guys, taking a look at retired players here. As you can see, Kovalchuk calls it quits, as we predicted. Almost 1,300 games played there, 1,141 points. Pretty incredible. Now, I was looking at his stats here, as I wanted to get him a cup, and we failed to do that. And I saw that he actually went pretty deep last year with the Senators, and the year before that with the Jets. Now, I don't know why I'm blanking. I feel like the Jets might have won the cup that year, 21, and then Senators 24 also might have. We'll definitely have to check. It's tough to kind of remember every team winning the cup. Patrice Bergeron also calls it quits. Same with David Krejci, who's actually on Montreal. David Perron there, Jordan Stahl, Shea Weber, Patrick Hornqvist, Mark Giordano. You can see most of these veterans are in the AHL. PK Subban, Cam Atkinson, Kevin Shattenkirk, Dadonov there, Mark-Edward Vlasic, Bodkirk, Cal Clutterbuck. Take a look at goalies. Does Carey Price hang him up? He does. Oh, he does. Marc-Andre Fleury and Carey Price. So, big year for goalie retirements. Marc-Andre Fleury had over 1,000 games played as a goalie. Played till he's 40 years old. Very impressive. Mike Smith here also calls it a career. Same with Thomas Greiss. So, some pretty big names retiring this year again. So I just checked the awards, guys, and I was right. Ottawa didn't win the Cup last year as the Oilers, but back in 2020, 2021, it was the Winnipeg Jets, so don't feel as bad now as Kovalchuk did get a Stanley Cup in this sim. Obviously, we failed him, and I'm still kind of rattled we lost to the Sharks. They're our rival who I felt we were such a better team then. So I guess we have to, find a way to get even better. I think Connor Bedard coming up next year is going to be a big factor. I think, too, probably trade away Forsberg, get Rossi some more ice time. Turcotte some more ice time. Crosby can come back, hopefully. We'll send to our next pick, though, 58. And then we'll take a look and see kind of what happened in the first round. Or pick 61 low elite by the Blackhawks. I think it's a nice pick. So 81 medium elite, first overall. 64 high top 6 at 3 by Boston's kind of rough. A couple more medium elites there. Actually, all the way to the 6th pick with the Devils. After that, looks to just be medium top 6 forwards, medium top 4 defensemen. So basically a pretty standard draft. Haven't seen any steals or anything like that. So we're picking 58th, guys, and there's this grinder here, guaranteed low top 6, ranked 64. I mean, this guy here is 50-50 medium top 6. Everyone else with better potential we can basically get later, so I'll take him and just kind of hope his rating's a bit higher. And 59 low top 6, end of the second round, not terrible. And Vegas here offering us a 3rd and a 4th next year for a 3rd round pick. I'm going to say no, though, as with this pick, I'm actually going to take a chance on that medium elite goalie. At least he has a really good shot to be medium elite. I think it's 3/4. Brody Legg here, obviously, you can always use them in trades and stuff. And he is medium elite, so there we go. Very, very happy with that pick. And we actually have another 3rd round pick here, guys, number 89. Tucker there, guaranteed low top 6 as well. So could go with him. And I think I will, guys, as again, the alternative is one of these two guys who's medium top 6, but they're both ranked so much lower. I feel like we might as well, go with this Tucker guy. Hopefully he's a bit higher rated than the last low top 6. 61, so he actually, is a little bit better. I think for a late 3rd, very good pick. We're moving up to 120 now. I don't think we're losing anybody. I think we can still take all those guys who had some value. So with this pick, guys, I'm going to take the gem, Lee Buckley, guaranteed low elite, defensive defenseman. Take him a bit early, but want to be safe. 52 overall, so he's quite low rated. But, hopefully he can grow or whatever. We get him some ice time in the AHL. Next here, I'm thinking we'll probably take, so this low elite guy, he's probably low elite, and he's basically not even going to get drafted. I mean, 293. I'm thinking there was a guy that was 50-50 medium top 6. We'll take a chance on him. Aiden Bradley here. Hopefully he's decent. Medium bottom 6. I mean, you're not going to hit every time. That's okay. And our 6th round pick here, guys, I believe is our last pick in the draft. So with this one, we will go for that low elite guy. At least supposed to be low elite. Kavanagh here. Sniper. Hopefully he's a gem. Failed to pick him there. Come on. And low top 6, 53, end of the 6th round. I think that's a solid pick. Alright, guys, so we're now at the resign phase here, and we got some work to do. As you can see, our 2 top players, Crosby and Matthews, both pending UFAs, but they both want extensions, which is nice. Matthews there, 10 years younger than Crosby. We have a little under $30 million there. I think almost $27 million in cap space. Savoy needs a new extension next year, so it's going to be tough to kind of make all this happen. Crosby, we'll see what he wants, 37 years old, 9.5. It's kind of a lot of money. He does have elite potential still. Matthews, 10.9, so he's actually giving us a discount compared to what we paid him last year. Dougie Hamilton needs a new contract as well. Not going to want, the $5 million he was getting before. Rossi here, I think we were paying like 4. 7.5 for 5, so not too bad, honestly, for an 87. Connor Bedard, of course, has to make the NHL team next year, now at 84. Fleury's also an 84. He actually went up in rating. I'm kind of surprised playing that bottom 6. 1 year, $2.8 million, I think is really fair. We'll give him 1 year, 2.75. Hopefully he can grow even more. Now, Esa Lindell, I planned on letting go. Unfortunately, I didn't realize he was actually extended. $5 million there for 4 years, so kind of going to make this a bit tougher. We're going to have to make a trade for sure. Bouchard there, 1 year left at 4.2. Lambos needs an extension after this year. Clegg's got at least 775K as an 80. Hanola here, also an 80, wants 1.9. 1.6 there. I mean, I don't know. Hanola, he does help with the PK. We get +5 with him, but he hasn't really done much, and Clegg's the same rating, $1 million cheaper. Anderson Dolan, I think, is good in the bottom 6. Coughlin may keep, may let go. So we'll look at position by position here. I know basically Matthews and Crosby, I'd like to bring them back. That's about $20 million. How much does Dougie Hamilton want? 8 million. So right there, that's pretty much our whole budget. So I guess we could like kind of qualify everyone else and then make trades to be able to sign everybody else. So we'll start off here trying to bring in Crosby and Matthews. 1 year for Crosby, then we'll have to give Savoy his money essentially. And you know what, Crosby, let's try the 8.7. I feel like he'll probably take it. 8.775, just to make sure he gets through. Matthews, we got to bring back. Matthews was so good in that first round of the playoffs. 6 years, doesn't look like he gets any cheaper or anything. Try 10.5 for 6 years, so saving like $2 million there. Kopitar is not retired, wants to come back. He's now at 79. He wants 950K. Really don't have to worry about him right now. Might have to let him go to free agency and then sign him. The rest of the guys there just AHL. So left wingers here, Rossi will definitely qualify for now. Anderson Dolman either qualify or sign, 1.5. I think we'll just qualify for now as well. He doesn't want an extension either, so he wouldn't have signed with us. The rest of the dudes there, AHL. Right wingers here, so Velarde we got. Korolev, 2378. It's probably AHL, so don't have to worry about him yet. And then defense, so Dougie Hamilton. We'll see if we can bring him back. We should have about enough money. I really like having, a solid top pair there, which we have in Ekman Larsson and Hamilton. 3 years until he's 35. He's probably good until that point. We'll see if he does 7.5 for 3. If not, obviously we can push that number up to 8. In terms of the defense, Hanola, just going to qualify for now as well. Clogman, if he's cheap, I'll bring back to 79. 1.5. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to let him go at that price. Also, guys, Georgiev needs a new contract. Last time he gave us a steal, like 850K for 2 years. I should have put that to the max. I don't even know if it would have worked. I didn't try. Now wants 1.8 million, so an extra $1 million. He's a good backup at 83. We have a Skarov who actually dropped in rating from a 90 to 88, plus his potential down to a low franchise. I don't know. I mean, we could probably get a 79 or an 80 for a bit cheaper. I feel like I'm going to let him go for now, but obviously if he's the best backup available, we could still sign him in free agency. I just want to make sure we have the money to get Crosby, get Matthews, get Hamilton, and then once we actually get to free agency, make some trades to clear up some more cap space for the other guys. I accidentally skipped it, guys, but Dougie Hamilton's coming back. Same goes for Gabe Velarde, Crosby, and Matthews. So all the guys made contract offers on accepted, which is awesome. Thing is, well, we actually have $7 million in cap space still. That is quite surprising. Crosby 8.77, Matthews 10.5, Velarde was 2.8. Or actually, sorry, I thought Dougie Hamilton said yes. He actually said no. We have 7.4 million, so he's probably not going to say yes to this either, which means he's going to go to UFA, but you can still sign him there or get a better defenseman potentially. So like I thought, guys, Dougie Hamilton rejected our offers, so we'll save that money either to get him in free agency after we make some trades or another defenseman. I think after that, it was basically just all AHL players made offers on. If any of them didn't accept, I'll just make sure to qualify them. So we're now at the free agency period here, guys. Curious to see who's available. Obviously, we only have about 7 million, but going to try and clear up some more cap space. Charlie McAvoy, okay. He wouldn't be too bad to get it all. 27 years old, 90 overall. Jacob Chikrin right below him. That's two stud defensemen, both, in their prime. Tim Stutzla, RFA. Fitzpatrick, Jarmelson, Ivanov, all RFAs. Dougie Hamilton there, like I said. We could bring back Brad Lambert. Is this the one we made, or is this EA's? This is EA's Brad Lambert. As him as a playmaker, as him as a sniper. I feel like his shot accuracy is just nowhere near as good as it needs to be. In real life, he's got like really good deking. I think, pretty accurate shot. Might be a center, might be a winger. Another RFA, along with Rad, who's a 90. That Peyton Lane guy, I remember him from like, 2021 up to an 89. Getting Malkin wants 7.8. Still had a very good year last year, being an 84 overall. So, good sign for Crosby. Crosby actually has elite potential opposed to bottom 6. Chris Letang's there. Rossi, of course. Okay, so, I mean, if we have the money, we could go after a stud in McAvoy or Chikrin. Probably McAvoy. Or, I mean, why not Chikrin, honestly? 11.5. He's a 92. Him and Ekman Larsson are both left-handed. Let's see here. All defensive pairings he fits on. Charlie McAvoy, penalty kill lines, and that's really all they're showing. We'll have to see what magic we can work. Also, take a look at the goalies here. Spencer Knight's available. RFA, though, 88 overall. Langkow. In terms of backups, we could actually get Ben Bishop. Only a 79, but he's still 6'7". I mean, stats don't look that terrible. Definitely, athletics gone down a bit, but the rest of it for a backup looks all right. And speaking of backups, guys, look at this. Jesper Wallstedt's available as an RFA. Still only 80 overall at 22 years old. Medium franchise potential. I'm not sure what Florida's doing with him. They're definitely stunting his growth. So we're going to try and steal him here. I guess we'll just do a 1-year deal. One way. I'll probably do the max to give up a 3rd-round pick. Obviously, we're overpaying quite a bit here for an 80. That's a second round pick. But based on his potential, I feel like we have to. So we'll try 2.2 million there for 1 year. Florida doesn't match. That'd be insane. Also looking at two-way players, there's actually a few decent guys available. All three of these guys really, especially Pohar, 2064 low elite, who I'm pretty sure is the guy we actually traded to Pittsburgh for Sidney Crosby. So I guess they didn't sign him, which means we can just get him back for free. That happened before too. Like, I don't know what teams are doing. They're accepting trades and then, you know, not keeping the players we give them. All right, guys. So we're here trying to make a blockbuster trade with the Colorado Avalanche. Brant Clark here, 1 year left on his entry-level deal. 22-year-old, 88 overall, right-hand defenseman, medium elite potential. His stats are insane. 95 speed for a D-man. You look at his stick check, 94. His hands are 90s. Shots powerful. His physical's all good. I feel like him and Ekman Larsson on the top pair would be insane together. Offering up Philip Forsberg. Basically, 30 years old, 88 overall. Very good player. He's got almost max trade value, but I'd rather have some younger players take his spot in the top 6. Greff here, medium elite, but 59 overall at 21 isn't the greatest. Hinola on the bottom pair I feel like can be replaced. 24 years old, 80 overall. Just doesn't seem like he's growing. I think Clegg actually is the same rating, and yeah, he's making 775k. And like I was saying too, Forsberg you can see almost max value. And then for our medium elite prospect goalies, Greff's the lowest rated and actually almost the oldest. So it just makes sense to get rid of him. If it gets us Clark, especially at that salary, I think it's a huge steal. See what Colorado says. Trades rejected, value's too far off. So I was thinking about doing a bigger offer at first, but I didn't want to kind of like go too much. And that would be Lindell here opposed to Hinola. Lindell, I didn't want to actually kind of come back. I figured it was a rental anyway. If he gets this trade to go through, it's awesome for us. Trade rejected. I looking through the teams, guys. I noticed Drew Doughty's down to an 83 now. So at first I was thinking that trade might have been bad we made, but now it's looking pretty good. Next, you guys trying a similar offer with Colorado. Forsberg and Greff for Byram. Byram's locked down, just under $6 million for 3 more years. 87 overall, 24 years old. Still has times to grow, medium elite potential. Basically, it's kind of like a 1-for-1, but we're getting a younger player who can grow. Plus, we need defense more than forwards. So we're going to go with the medium elite goalie to make this happen. We'll see what Colorado says here. Trade's accepted. There we go. I think that's an awesome trade for us. And next, you guys, I'm offering Hinola to the Columbus Blue Jackets for a second-round pick. Value's pretty equal. See what they say. Trade's accepted. Okay, I think that's awesome. Hinola there didn't even have a contract yet. He wanted, what, $1.8 million, I think, for a year or two. But it didn't make a lot of sense to me. His Clegg's the exact same rating, only making 775k, so might as well have him on the bottom pair. And so looking at our defensive depth here, guys, I realized that if Altschuler grows at all this summer, becomes, say, an 80, like 2 overall growth as a medium elite, I think is pretty reasonable. We could have him and Clegg on the bottom pair. Then we could have Lambos and, say, Byram on the second pair, and then Ekman Larsson with either Mcavoy or Chychrun on the top pair, which basically means Lindell and Bouchard are extra. $9 million between the two of them. We'll trade them for picks, prospects, whatever. We'll be at $18.5 million. We can re-sign Rossi, who wants about 7. And that gives us $11 million to go and get Chychrun or Mcavoy. Now, if we miss out on one of those guys, our defense is not going to be nearly as good. But if we hit, I feel like our defense is stacked. We got young guys playing. I think it's the way to go. So I'm going to try and trade both Lindell and Bouchard here, get some stuff back, clear up that cap space, and then go after one of those big-name defensemen. And next, you guys offering up Evan Bouchard to the Minnesota Wild for a first-round pick. Not on the block, but pretty equal value. We'll see what they say here. Trade's accepted. Okay, so hopefully Minnesota misses the playoffs, and that's a lottery pick. And next, you guys making the Ottawa Senators a pretty big trade offer. Lindell, a 3rd and 7th in this year's draft for a first-round pick, as well as Caden Gooley. Hasn't grown too much, 23 years old, 77 overall, but I feel like he's playing top 4 in our AHL team. Definitely going to get a lot of ice time. Hopefully he can grow with us. Also, to that first-rounder, you never know. Maybe they have a bad year, and it's a lottery pick. Again, main reason here, trying to shed that salary with trading away Lindell. Value's pretty equal, I think, even on our side a bit. We'll see what the Senators say. Trade's accepted. Okay, so I think that's huge. We now have $18 million in salary space, so we're going to go and try and sign one of those two big-name free agent defensemen. And this is so interesting, guys. I didn't even realize at first, but Chychrun's actually asking for $250k less, even though he's 2 overall higher. Now, Mcavoy is right-handed, which would kind of fit Ekman Larsson a bit better, but, I mean, who cares? We'll give Chychrun here $12 million. I mean, he's 92 overall. $12 million probably makes sense, to be honest. We could also do 1 year, $12 million, and then probably re-sign him for a bit cheaper. That's kind of what happened with Matthews. Let's try 1 year, $12.5 million. I think it's a little bit cheap, but other teams did it to us. And then, if he likes, playing for us, he'll re-sign for cheaper, hopefully. Also, to those 3 guys we made offers on, the 2A low elite players all said yes. Jesper Wallstedt appreciates the interest, decided to go with another team. I think that actually just cleared up $2 million in cap space, so it should be easier to sign Rossi after Chychrun. Hopefully, there we go. You're looking at him on Arizona. I mean, obviously, he didn't do too good there, but we now have Arizona's 2 Formula 1 defensemen, Ekman Larsson and Chychrun, so that is pretty awesome. We'll go and lock up Rossi next. We have 5.3 million in cap space. We should have more than that, honestly, but next year's team's looking pretty good. It's a good thing Chikrin signed too. McAvoy and Hamilton both gone now. And like I was saying, guys, next year we're going to sign Ben Bishop to the backup. He's the cheapest option available. We could spend like an extra 100K or something on Comrie, Kakinen, but I don't know. I kind of like a veteran backup. +2, he's 6'7", so we'll see if that helps him at all. Only playing, you know, 20 games a year behind Askarov. He wants 1 million. Honestly, could probably get him 1 year, 900K. He's got backup potential as well, so don't want to be locked in for longer than a season. And there we go, guys. Ben Bishop did accept our offer. I feel like for 900K, pretty good deal. And we just had an offer sheet come in for Rossi, guys. 8.6 million for 4 years. And I put remind me in 6 days. He wanted 7.5 from us, and I think we had 5 million. So I was just basically waiting throughout the summer to try and sign him cheaper. And I was basically hoping an offer sheet wouldn't come in. So I'll have to trade somebody away because obviously we can't lose Rossi for a first, second, and third. Alright, guys, so since we have to clear some salary cap space, we're going to try and trade Terry Senko here to the Dallas Stars. He's got 1 year left at $9 million. Was hoping to hold on to him for this year, make a cup run, then probably honestly just lose him to free agency. So at least this way we're getting something for him. Trying to get this Paulson guy back from Dallas. 1 year left on his entry-level deal. 21 years old, already 86 overall. He's a 6'4", second-line winger. Low lead potential. He's a playmaker. Great hands there. Good defensive stats as well. 92D awareness, 91 stick check. Not the fastest, but he's got 90 endurance, really good offensive awareness, decent shot and physical. Trying to also add a second-round pick there, as his value is not as high as they expect, honestly. So I feel like we get a pretty solid player back here. Clear some cap space. Actually, a lot of cap space, to be honest. Of course, we'll have to re-sign him, though, next year. See what the Stars say to this one. Trades rejected, okay. I mean, we don't need the second-round pick, honestly. They're doing us a pretty big favor. I'll do it 1-for-1 if they say yes. Trades accepted. Okay, there we go. Definitely lost the better player, but we have 14 million in cap space, so we can for sure match the offer sheet Rossi signed. And I think at this point, too, we're looking really good for next season. And as you guys can see, it was 8.6 million for Rossi. I know I was looking at one trade that would have left us with like 8.5, and I'm glad I didn't do it because imagine we were like 100K short. So yeah, we'll match the offer there. Make sure you hold on to Rossi. Also, too, we still have $5 million in cap space. Could even make a play on this guy, Lang, 89 overall, even Murata, try and like steal them from their team. And before I forget, guys, Ante Kopitar still in free agency here, asking for the minimum, 79 overall. I'll sign him. I mean, are we going to use him? Maybe, maybe not, but bring him back. And Kopitar did say yes, so he's coming back again. Depending how our guys grow, might not even make the NHL team, but at least he's back to the organization. And Anderson Dolan just got made an offer sheet by the Red Wings, 1.7 million for 2 years. He's 80 overall. I did notice that he actually fit the our first unit penalty kill perfectly to give us the +5 instead of Kopitar. But we no longer have Hanola, who also gave us the +5. So, I don't know. He's an 80 overall. We have like 3 78s that were in the AHL. Hopefully one of them becomes an 80. I'll just take the compensation. I think 1.7 million. Like I said, when we have that much depth, I'd rather just stay away from that, especially if we're going to go and sign one of those 2 big-name RFAs to like a 1-year, $5 million deal, give up a first and a third, maybe give up a second, basically just steal them from their team. So I just checked free agency, guys, and this Peyton Lang guy is still here, 22 years old, 89 overall. The other guy that was a little lower rated as well as a bit cheaper is gone, so he wants 7.9 million for 4 years, 1 year 4.6, and we have 5.2. We don't have the compensation though. Crap, I'm guessing like we traded away a third. Okay, 4.8 though, only cost us a second-round pick. That would be a steal for a 22-year-old 89 overall center. 4.875. If they can't match it, I think it's Buffalo. That'd be amazing. Waiting to hear back from Lang here. I'm hoping it's some good news. Decide to accept your offer as presented. Okay, so Buffalo, they'll have to shed $5 million in salary space. Honestly, just trade away anyone for a 7th. Don't lose this guy for a 2nd. And they're not willing to match. Oh, Sabres GM. I don't know who it is at this point, but needs to be fired. And look at this, guys. We essentially just got that Lang guy for free, as we still have 3 first-round picks in this year's draft. We also have the Blue Jackets second-rounder, which will probably be higher than ours. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. I mean, I can't believe we have all those picks on top of the team we have. Like, look at the trade values here. 5 guys max trade values. Bunch of guys right near it. I know Ekman Larson used to have max. Now he's a little bit below in like the 11th highest value guy on our team. Just insane. So next, you guys, I'll give a look at the lines going into next season. Obviously, team stats there is still champion. Definitely have to tweak it a little bit, but I'll do that at the beginning of next episode. So first line here, we actually have Rossi on the left wing now, playing with Turcotte and Savoy. No chemistry boost, but I mean, they're all pretty high rated, crazy potential. Should do okay. Then you got the second line, Matthews, Crosby, and Raymond getting a +3. Velarde, Paulson, and Lang, so 2 of the new guys with Velarde, also getting a +3. Martikanen, Bedard, and Thomas getting 0. Obviously, Connor Bedard, we can't have playing fourth line center, 85 overall, high elite potential. He needs to be in the top 6, or at the very least the third line. So I'm not sure. I'm trying to find a spot to fit him in. Obviously, I like it in the +3s. If you put him on the first line, one of those all-stars on the fourth line. So I'm thinking, honestly, you might have to make a trade, as we have Kopitar, first line center AHL. So I'm thinking trade somebody, then just have him play fourth line center, get Bedard in there. So I'm not sure who it's going to be. Probably Paulson, just because next lowest rated. Either him or Velarde, probably. He's making entry level Velarde 2.7. Looking at the defense next here, Schickerneck and Larson, I think, is a nasty top pair. Got Byron and Lambos on the second, then Clegg and Altschaller. Really thought Altschaller would grow at least some, 23-78 medium elite, but hopefully playing NHL he does. Obviously not getting as good chemistry boost now for the defense, but that top pair should absolutely carry us. Goaltending wise, Skarov there, still an 88. Bishop actually dropped to a 77. Luckily, we're not paying him much money. Still has a 90 points, which I think is good. He's a good veteran backup, so we'll see kind of how he does there. Also, guys, look at the AHL defense here. Burnfoot, Goalie, mostly 70s. Offensively, a lot of 70s as well. And then in terms of the AHL goalies, Wolf's still the starter there. Nichushkin up to a 73 now, backing him up. 23-73 medium elite, so I'm guessing, I don't know, he'll probably end up being like a low 80, probably 84 max. It's tough with the medium elite goalies when they're so low rated when you draft them to actually get them growing. But obviously the big thing here is just we have too many good players still. Even after trading away Forsberg, trading away Tarasenko, like there's just too many good guys. So I'll have to trade away someone, get Bedard some ice time, and maybe we'll actually trade for a defenseman because, you know, the chemistry's not working much. Lambo's here. I mean, his fit's not too bad. Clegg, Altschaler's fit on the second line and first line are actually really good, but yeah, +3, but we can't have Byram there on the bottom, getting a -1, so I'll have to figure something out here, but that's me, guys, for this episode, for this season. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave that thumbs up, guys. As always, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. Thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.